Welcome. If you or someone you know hears voices, the first question is usually, does this mean I have schizophrenia? The simple and most important answer is no, it does not. Hearing voices, medically called auditory verbal hallucinations, is a surprisingly common experience that happens for many reasons besides severe mental illness. This video will walk you through the factors doctors use to tell the difference and give you a broader understanding of this experience. It might be surprising to hear that a significant number of people, up to 1 in every 10 or 7 people, will hear a voice at some point in their lives. This statistic shows that voice hearing is, for many, a normal human experience. These voices are often temporary and triggered by specific life events like extreme stress, the deep pain of grief, or during focused meditation or spiritual practices. The experience itself does not automatically make someone mentally ill or psychotic. While schizophrenia is one cause, voices are also symptoms of conditions like PTSD. Here, the voice might sound like a past abuser or a harsh inner critic tied to the trauma. In cases of grief, hearing the voice of the deceased is actually a well-documented and normal part of the grieving process. Understanding the context, was there a traumatic event or a loss, is the crucial first step in accurate assessment. One of the most powerful distinctions doctors make is called insight. This simply means, do you retain your grasp on reality? If you can say, I hear a voice, but I know it's a product of my mind, like a strong thought, your insight is intact. This is common in non-psychotic voice hearing. In contrast, a key feature of schizophrenia is often poor insight, where the person is certain the voices are real, external forces, such as secret agents or demons, that everyone else can also hear. The second major factor is the voice's impact on your life. If you are a non-pathological voice hearer, you likely maintain your job, your relationships, and your ability to care for yourself, even if the voices are annoying sometimes. Many people in this category find the voices neutral or even helpful and guiding. However, in schizophrenia, the voices almost always cause major distress, intense fear, and paranoia, which leads to a significant breakdown in all areas of daily life. The tone and content of the voices also provide important clues. In schizophrenia, the voices frequently command the person to do things, often harmful, or offer a constant stream of highly negative, critical, or abusive commentary. You are worthless. In other contexts, like spiritual voice hearing, the voices might be friendly or guiding, saying things like, you can get through this. While voices linked to trauma can also be very critical, doctors look at this tone alongside the person's insight and distress level. This is a key point. In psychiatry, hearing a voice by itself is not enough to diagnose schizophrenia. It must be present within a broader pattern of symptoms. Imagine a puzzle, the voice hearing is just one piece. To form the full picture of schizophrenia, other pieces must be there, and we'll discuss those next. The required other symptoms are what truly define a psychotic illness. These include delusions. These are not just strange ideas, but absolutely fixed, false beliefs held despite evidence showing they aren't true. For example, believing you are a secret world leader. Another key area is disorganized thoughts and speech, which can make conversations jumbled or illogical. These, along with other symptoms like a reduction in emotional expression or motivation, must be present alongside the voices for a diagnosis of schizophrenia. The timing and context of the voices are incredibly important. Doctors will ask, when do you hear them? If the voices only happen when you are falling asleep or waking up, they are called hypnagogic or hypnopompic hallucinations, and these are completely normal. If the voices are linked to a specific trauma and only happen when you are stressed or reminded of the past, they are likely related to PTSD. Persistent, unprovoked voices that happen at any time of day are more characteristic of a psychotic illness. It's helpful to know that there are views of voice hearing beyond the purely neurological or psychiatric. The psychological view suggests voices can be a way the mind deals with overwhelming trauma by creating separate inner parts. The cultural view acknowledges that in many traditions worldwide, voices are interpreted as a spiritual gift or a connection to ancestors, rather than a sickness. Modern healthcare is increasingly embracing a culturally sensitive and trauma-informed approach that respects the individual's own understanding of their experience. For many people who hear voices but don't identify as mentally ill, support groups have made a huge difference. The Hearing Voices Network, HVN, is an international movement that focuses on peer support and shared understanding. They operate on the belief that voices often hold meaning, especially related to past trauma, and that learning to relate to them in a positive or controlled way is possible. This perspective helps people move beyond stigma and reclaim their lives. Our final thought is this: voice hearing is a human phenomenon that is deeply personal and complex. Doctors do not assume it is schizophrenia unless it is part of that wider, disabling pattern of psychosis that includes poor insight and a loss of reality testing. If you are concerned, the most important step you can take is to seek a comprehensive, trauma-informed evaluation from a mental health professional who will look at your full history and current functioning. Knowledge is power, and a proper assessment is the key to finding the right kind of support for your experience. References.